Hello, world. Okay, it's day 8 of our quantum becoming. And today I started out thinking that I was going to do this call on innovating the future. And then I thought, oh, I should talk about innovating yourself and the future of us all and how those two things are intertwined. And then all of a sudden it occurred to me that that was really all about how to go quantum in your life and in what you want to see as the world. So that's the topic for today, how to go quantum. And that includes how to innovate yourself and how to innovate the future of us all. So by innovating yourself actually and by going quantum. So okay, where to start about that? So one of the things that I've realized in the last 20, 25 years as I've been doing all this work is that nothing is static. Nothing is as it was. Everything is open to new possibilities, to new breakthroughs, to new exciting quantum leaps in everything. Even the things you think aren't possible, they are possible. So I think the first thing about how to go quantum is to stop thinking that things are static, that they are this way and they're ever going to be that way. And that applies to anything. That applies to your belief in aging. It applies to your belief in your personality, your persona, whether or not you have stuff from the past or how you see the world, what you think of politics, what etc., any of it. You'll often find that there's a sense of staticness in the current ways of thinking about those things mostly. And when you begin to realize that everything is transformable, everything can be quantum leapt and evolved into new possibilities, then you begin to realize that you are living in a quantum universe, a quantum world where anything is possible. And you begin to discover the art of calling, activating, and actualizing new possibilities into the world. And then you begin to live that. So let me start all this by how you would bring the quantum you into place and how you would innovate yourself. So, for example, I was born as a small town Canadian girl. I always had a desire to run a big company, to be successful, to make money, the normal stuff that people want. And what I've realized in the last 20 to 25 years as I've stepped on a completely different path is that that was just stuff that was like there. It was kind of pre-programmed into the consciousness of life for me in the culture that I grew up in. And actually, I can be anything. I can do anything. I can go to any lengths of that I want. I can do nothing if I want. I can quantum evolve leisureness if I wanted to. And I began to realize that there's nothing set in me. I don't have to look a particular way or feel a particular way or think I am a particular way, like, etc., etc. And I can begin to innovate myself. So for me, I began to innovate myself, particularly around who I am as a being. So I allowed myself to go beyond humanness and the cultural and consciousness definition of what we see as human, and to come into an expansive beingness and then an infinite being and then to become the all. And I just keep innovating constantly. And so I've set myself to be an innovator of myself, I guess you could say, where I am constantly on the adventure of recreating myself. So, for example, I just put a post on my timeline, which you can see it's at the top of my timeline, be after this one once it posts, where I said, look, we had a pandemic for the last 2 years. It feels like we're sort of coming out of that at the moment. And it was like a chrysalis for me. So even though there were lockdowns, even though we didn't get out much, even though Centauri had a triple bypass operation during it, I was in a chrysalis metamorphosing. And I put in that post the two pictures of me, one that was taken this week and one that was taken 2 years ago. And the difference in me is quite extraordinary. And it's like you get to make yourself up. You get to quantum evolve yourself. Now, how does that relate to going quantum and innovating the future of us all? Well, in the last year, what I saw for I and my buddies and most of the people I'm connecting with on Facebook is that we were creating living templates of living in new ways, exciting new ways that allowed us to live in the ways we wanted to. So in my case, I went from kind of working hard and having debt and trying to get things to move all the time to just kind of relaxing and allowing a leisurely, effortless abundance to flow towards me. And I stopped efforting altogether. And it worked. It was amazing. We have no more debt. It's all gone. We get to put a little bit of money away each month. I don't call that savings, by the way. I don't like the term saving because it feels like it's stuck there forever. I like to call it assets. We have assets finally in our lives and things like that. And I've watched my friends do the same and innovate their own lives and how they live in those lives. And what we've mostly found is that we've found these incredible templates for living life in a joyful, gracious, leisurely, abundant way that is kind of for life to thrive. So at the same time, what we do to make all that happen supports and loves and cherishes the environment and the earth. It makes a difference to people. It helps others thrive and grow, etc. It's not in the old paradigm of that. So we are innovating lifestyles and what that can look like for ourselves and how we live into that. Okay, so then there's innovating the future and how you go quantum to innovate the future. Well, for me, I'm doing that through the innovation of consciousness. I do that with my Marcus Maestro's buddies. So to me, I see, okay, there's the world as we've known it to be for quite some time, and it looks like this today. And it's got a lot of staticness in it. Politics is this way, and governments run this way, and countries are like this, and the environment's like this, and and there's a lot of set beliefs in there. And then there's the new possibilities of us all, the new consciousness, the new air we breathe, the new quantum field, which is now embedded in the earth, embedded in ourselves. And as we think and believe and act, so we impact the reality we choose to exist in. So I'm very, very, I don't want to say careful because that wouldn't sound very quantum, would it? I'm very, very aware, super consciously aware of everything I'm doing and where I'm putting my oomph, my vitality, my becoming. So I try my best not to judge or assess politics, for example. Instead, I look around me at the society I'm living in, and I celebrate and appreciate the beauty of it, the wonder of it, the magnificence of it, the kindness of people, etc., etc. And I elevate the world around me. I can do that energetically, I can do it in consciousness, I can do it by the very nature of my being, I can do it by wearing colorful clothes, brightening life up. There's a whole variety of ways I could do that. I could write things, I could post videos, I could make pictures, there's all kinds of things I could do. And we will each have our own things to do about that. And so it is important that you be super consciously aware that every thought, every act, and every burst of your energy is sourcing the possible future for us all. So I choose to live as if that awesome future is already here. And I know that there are people who could say, oh, you're sticking your head in the sand, or you blah, 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 blah. But it doesn't occur like that. It occurs joyfully, gracefully, magically, wondrously, connectedly. And it's so exciting to be able to dwell in that reality and believe that that is the reality that we are sourcing for the whole world. And I believe that it has a ripple impact on everything around you and a huge quantum impact on the consciousness and therefore the living reality of the world. And I love that. So again, I'll kind of recap how to go quantum. Be consciously aware of where you've got a thought, an act, an assessment of something that's coming from a static belief or the past or the way things have always been. And free yourself of that belief. And then come into the moment and open up to new possibilities. And if you feel called to it, then connect with the quantum field and call those new possibilities for you, for your life, for your work, for your business, for the world, etc. Call it through, energize it, bring it alive. Bring it alive practically in your own life, but also bring it alive in the world that you're living in and make it the way you live your life. Innovate. Innovate how you run your business. Innovate how you create yourself. Innovate how you dress. Innovate how you think about things. Just be an innovator. Be a quantum activator of new possibilities. And what you will discover after a while, like I think early on when I was doing this, it was like I had to do this, do that, do it like bits and pieces, and every once in a while I'd slide back to the me I knew before. But that all went away in the last year for me. And what happens when you go quantum is that it's like it's like you're riding waves all the time. Oh, here comes a new wave. Oh, here comes a new wave. Oh, here comes another new possibility. And yeah, and there's an excitement and a vitality and an exhilarating life that's part of it, which is really exciting. So I invite you all to take on going quantum, becoming a quantum activator of new possibilities for life, and just seeing how exciting and exhilarating that is. And then from there, innovate yourself, innovate your life, your work, your business, and innovate the future of us all. Okay, that's it for today, day 8 on how to go quantum. I hope you enjoyed it. Lots of love, everybody. Bye.